Getting to understand the sizes of celestial objects can be tricky, particularly the differences between them. It leads us to questions such as whether X is bigger than Y, and the Moon and Pluto are two such examples. So, is the Moon bigger than Pluto? The Moon is bigger than Pluto, with a surface area of around 38 million kilometres squared, compared to Pluto's 1.67 by 107 square kilometres. Equally, the diameter of the Moon is 3,474.8 kilometres as opposed to the 2,370 kilometres diameter of Pluto. The Moon is larger than any of the known dwarf planets. Perhaps what you were expecting, or maybe not. But with this all in mind, let us delve into the sizes of each respective celestial object so we can get a greater understanding of their size differences. So firstly, how big is the Moon? Well, the Earth's moon is the 5th largest moon that orbits a planet in the solar system. It's a quarter of the size of planet Earth. So here are some important numbers for the Moon in regards to its size. It has a radius of 1,740 kilometres, a mean diameter or width of 3,475 kilometres, an equatorial circumference of 10,917 kilometres, a surface area of 38 million square kilometres, a density of 3.34 grams per cubic centimetre, and its distance from Earth is 384,400 kilometres. So how big is Pluto? Well, Pluto is classified as a dwarf planet. It is considered to be a 1/6 of the size of planet Earth. So again, here are some important numbers for Pluto in regards to its size. So it has a radius of 1,185 kilometres, a mean diameter or width of 3,370 kilometres, an equatorial circumference of 7,445 kilometres, a surface area of 1.67 by 107 square kilometres, a density of 1.88 grams per cubic centimetre, and its distance from Earth is 5.17 billion kilometres. Now, here's something interesting. Pluto was actually demoted from planetary status in 2006, due in part to its size and also due to its relative gravitational pull. So now I would just like to discuss some other interesting differences between the Moon and Pluto. The first is that we are comparing a satellite versus a dwarf planet. So the Moon is a satellite, meaning it orbits a planet, us here on Earth, in our solar system due to the Earth's gravitational pull. Pluto, on the other hand, is classified as a dwarf planet. It actually has 6 moons of its own, and these are Charon, Hydra, Kerberos, Nix and Styx, and each of these have their own orbit. Formation. It is believed that planets are formed through the collision of gas and dust particles, where they ultimately stick together while orbiting a star. The Moon, on the other hand, is believed to have formed during a collision between the Earth and another small planet, roughly the size of Mars. The debris from this impact collected in an orbit around Earth to form the Moon. Another key difference is the temperatures. Now, the temperature of the Moon can range from minus 424 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 253 degrees Celsius at the Moon's poles, to 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 120 degrees Celsius during the lunar daytime or at the Moon's equator. Pluto, on the other hand, has an average temperature of minus 387 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 232 degrees Celsius. In terms of atmosphere, while they both have a thin, tenuous atmosphere, the Moon is almost atmosphere free. whereas Pluto's atmosphere is made up largely of nitrogen and smaller amounts of methane and carbon monoxide. In terms of colour, this one's pretty obvious, but the Moon is a light to dark grey colour, whereas Pluto has shades of red and pink, grey and blue. And in terms of day length, the average day on the Moon lasts for 708.7 hours, or 29.5 days. Compare this to Pluto, which has a day that equates to 6.4 Earth days. Now, before we wrap up, I would just like to run through some quick, interesting questions, starting with, is the Moon bigger than Mercury? The Moon is not bigger than Mercury. The surface area of Mercury is 74.8 million kilometres squared, compared to that of the Moon's 38 million kilometres squared. The diameter of Mercury is 4,879.4 kilometres, compared to that of the Moon's 3,474.8 kilometres. Next, is Pluto bigger than Mercury? Pluto is not bigger than Mercury. The surface area of Mercury is 74.8 million kilometres squared, compared to that of Pluto's 1.67 by 107 square kilometres. The diameter of Mercury is 4,879.4 kilometres, compared to that of Pluto's 2,370 kilometres. Lastly, is Pluto's biggest moon bigger than Pluto? Pluto's biggest moon, Charon, is not bigger than Pluto. It is considered half of Pluto's size. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do hit the like button and do consider subscribing to the channel. If you head over to my channel, I've got plenty of other videos just like this and plenty more coming. So don't forget to hit the bell notification as well to be alerted of when I release videos like this. And if you do want to head over to my website, astronomyscope.com, you will be able to read a lot of these different articles and also learn about different types of astronomy equipment if you are looking to get into the hobby.